random pickups video for video games. Now, there are other games that I picked up outside of like the series that I've been doing, like the Goodwill grab bag and then also the PlayStation Priority Picks. There's not a lot to talk about, but I wanted to share the pickups anyway, the stuff I added to the collection, so let's dive in! Only PS3 game that I picked up in this entire lot. I don't really pick up PS3 stuff that much, as you all know. Yes, I love PlayStation, but PS3 is not really a console I collect a lot for because it's mainly PS1 and PS2 whenever it comes to PlayStation that I fixate on. Now, if you normally see me picking up anything for PS3, it's normally for a buddy of mine because he's going for a full set. But this one was for moi because I've been looking for this title for a while. I've got part 1, part 2, and this is the third part of the trilogy, and that would go to Lightning Returns for the PS3. Now, this is the only one out of that trilogy I have not played, so I definitely want to dive into it and see how good it is. I've heard good things about it from other people that have played it. Now, there's one game in this I'm not including because I included it in the PlayStation Priority Picks, which was Toy Story 2. That was one of the Disney titles I was after. I also picked up these two games because they were really cheap and underpriced, so I went ahead and grabbed them and they're in great shape. So the first one that I picked up was Lego Racers for PlayStation 1, some kind of racing game. I've never played it, so I definitely can't wait to try it out. There's a lot of racing games for PlayStation 1 that flew under the radar, so a lot of you guys may not know about these existing, especially this one. I may actually do a video on some great racing games for PlayStation 1 because I played a shit ton of them that are pretty fun. Miracle Space Race comes to mind whenever I think of something I actually have fun with whenever it comes to racing games. Now, this one typically goes for about, I think, 20 bucks, and I only paid 10, and it's in really great shape too. Now, the last one that I picked up from that store was Felony 1179. I only paid, get ready, $3 for this. $3! I mean, the disc is in great shape. The case is in great shape. I don't know why it was marked $3, but, you know, looks fine to me. I think this one normally goes for about maybe 10 to 12 bucks. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Whenever I'm, like, trying to think of pricing, I didn't actively look up the prices, you know, whenever I'm talking about this stuff in retrospect right now. Like, whenever I'm looking at games, whenever I go hunting, I do, you know, be like, okay, is this a good deal or not? You know, just to see if I'm getting a good deal for my money. But whenever I do videos, I typically don't. I just fly off the seat of my ass, you know, with the pricing. So you can look it up yourself if you want to. I picked up some Dreamcast games. What do you expect? There's going to be some here, there, and everywhere sometimes because I like the Dreamcast. It's my favorite Sega console. I picked these up from my buddy Game Rave because he's been partying with some of his Dreamcast stuff, so naturally I snagged these because I wanted them, especially if it's a Disney title because, as you all know, I just got all the Disney titles for the PS1, so I'm on the hunt for them also on Dreamcast whenever I can find them, you know, for the right price. So moving on to what I got 102 Dalmatians Puppies to the Rescue. Now, I'm actively playing this on PlayStation 1 right now. Whenever I get done with it, I'll definitely let you know what I think of it. I just finished 101 Dalmatians Patch's London Adventure. That game was something. Let me tell you that. It definitely threw me for a loop whenever I had to jump, go up and down and all around. So it's not really one of the greatest platformers on PS1, but it's not too bad. Moving on to the next one and last one for Dreamcast is Chicken Run. Yes, I do have this on PS1. I have not played it yet. From what I've been told, it reminds people of Metal Gear Solid because you have to do a lot of stealth. It even says on the back that you have to do kind of like stealth missions, so definitely want to see what it's like to be a chicken and do some Metal Gear Solid action. Arrgh! Yes, Pirates of the Bay. eBay, if you're not familiar with what I call eBay. Yes, there's a lot of pirates swimming in the waters of the online trenches. Now, the only one I picked up for PS1 from there was Rat Attack. And yes, I picked it up without the manual because it was only like, I think, $5. That's not including shipping. Shipping is typically anywhere from like $5 to $7, sometimes $8, depending on the seller and how they want to ship it to you. Anyway, it's not in bad shape. You know, from what I can tell, the case is in pretty good shape. If I can ever come across the manual, I'll complete it. If not, if I find one that's CIB that's in better shape, I'll, you know, upgrade my copy to that. But this will do for now. The funny thing about this one, though, I've seen it for sale. I remember seeing it on Lukey Games a long time ago. I no longer buy from Lukey Games because of all the shit that I went through with them, and last year was the last straw. But I saw it, I never bought it. And I think they wanted like 12 bucks at the time for it. And I'm kind of still kicking my own ass because it was complete in box. But, you know, for $5, you can't beat it. Two PS1 games from DK Oldies, so let's get into it. So the first one is some kind of racing game. Oh, more racers. And that is Scars for PS1. Some kind of futuristic one that takes place in 3000 AD, apparently from what it says. And it has 9 different supercomputers that rule the world. So I don't know what the hell this is, but definitely want to check it out at some point. And the one that is weird, the one that's been catching my eye for the longest time, and I finally got it. And it is a weird-ass cover, and that is Tunnel B1. Some kind of shmup. Why is his mouth wide open? What are you trying to put in there, buddy? I have no idea. But this looks kind of neat as far as the graphics go. I definitely want to try it out, considering, you know, the cover art looks like this with the dude like... The cover art in some retro games is so freaking insane. I mean, it just cracks me up. I'm like, why does that even exist? Does that even have anything to do with the game? Because sometimes it doesn't. It's just like there. It's just kind of like whenever you think of Suikoden. Yeah, Suikoden has definitely, you know, weird ass cover art for like what it looks like on the front. And then when you play the game, it's like, okay. But I still like it. I still appreciate, you know, the realistic take that it has on there. But still, I'm like, what were they thinking with that? Actually bought a few more things from the Arkansas Picker. These are from his $5 games. Now, I just want to say this, I already own these games for the Black Label, but whenever I see greatest hits, yes, I do like to collect variants now. I've literally have got my butt chapped so much from Lukey Games. Oh, great, another Lukey Games reference again. Well, they did it, so you're gonna fucking hear it still. Yes, they sent me so many greatest hits. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the greatest hits titles. If I see him, screw it, might as well. So, I ended up picking up these two from him for $5 each, which is a hell of a deal. That would be Hardcore 4-on-4. For PS1. I've never actually played the game before. It kind of looks like some kind of racing off-road thing. I don't know. And then Nuclear Strike for PS1. And again, I already have these for Black Label, but still it's nice to add the greatest hits to my collection. You know, there's also a cool thing about adding variants to your collection too, and plus having a double just in case something fucks up with your other one, so that way you could play it. But that is all the pickups that I have for you today, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Oh, and don't forget, physical media is better than digital. This is